Everything they have been shitting on Hoyo about is starting to, at the very episode slightly, show itself in the game they've been using and rubbing in Hoyo players' faces as the God's greatest gift to the community, to the Gacha community. That's why they can't admit it. It's like, ooh, where it showed, oh, it didn't showed up in our game.
I prefaced this video with that clip just to call out a bit of the hypocrisy, right? You see a lot of Kuro bots shitting on Hoyo players for quote unquote defending a billion-dollar company when they're doing the same exact thing, right? Now that was in reference to power creep, but we can even see God's gift to Kuro games, God's gift to Gacha is getting attacked by Kuro bots just because they called out the game, or the 2.7, not the game, the 2.7 patch update was mid as fuck. It was mid as fuck. We get a Vampire Survivors event, okay, that's cool. And then there's like 2 login events and not much else. Obviously there's 2 new characters who look pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie, they look very solid, but the patch itself is mid. And if you call that out, you're instantly deemed the bad guy, right? Not to defend this dumb fuck, but I'm just saying. I do want to react to a video from Pharos. This shit, so Legion's tweets, I'm sure Pharos is going to talk about it, but he says there's dead ass people that are angry about WoW 2.7 having no combat events and saying the Vampire Survivors event will only be a few hours of gameplay. You guys do know that other games exist, right? As a content creator, this is just like kind of like a bad look. I'm be completely honest, it's kind of a bad look. It comes off as defending a billion-dollar company. It really does come off as defending a billion-dollar company. Like, I mean, if a patch is mid, a patch is mid. It's okay to call that out. If you don't call this out, then the game will continue to be stagnant and it won't improve. Like, do people not realize that? Like, I've seen so many comments, like I wasn't gonna talk about this at all, right? But I've seen so many comments of like, I mean, I don't mind no content patches because I can do other stuff. And I'm just like, I mean, bro, like, cool, you do you. But here's the thing, I'm gonna call this out because this is like 3rd, 4th patch in a row that's been extremely dry.
I knew this was going to happen because there are 2 sides in this situation. One side, you have people who are not happy the fact that in 2.7, you know, it's been 3 patches since we had meaningful content, and it's just getting out of control because this is a combat-oriented game, and WoW, they're just not showcasing that at all. People are fine with this because as long as the story is good, that's all that matters. You know, peak story equals peak update. Those are pretty much the 2 sides. And, you know, if you want this game to focus on combat, then go play another game, which is crazy to me. But this tweet got sent to me by one of my members in my Discord server because I'm not really...
The combat game, wait, hold on. This is gonna be a long one, hold on.
To me by one of my members in my Discord. Those are pretty much the 2 sides. And, you know, if you want this game to focus on combat, then go play another game.
If you want this game to focus on combat, play another game. This is the combat game. This is literally what Wuthering Waves is known for, right? It's known for getting as close to the line as Souls-like as you possibly can, even though it's not really like that close. But you know, that's what people know it for, right? I mean, that is a crazy argument. Holy.
Which is crazy to me. But this tweet got sent to me by one of my members in my Discord server because I'm not really active on Twitter, but so we have a content creator over here called Legion's Gaming. Now, I have no beef with this guy at all, no beef with him. I just want to show this tweet as a way to prove a point and show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to, you know, people who are not being, they're not being fair when it comes to players complaining about WoW lacking content, right? Let's go ahead and read this tweet here. So he says, There is dead ass people that are angry about WoW 2.7 having no combat events and saying the Vampire Survivors event will only be a few hours of gameplay. You guys do know that other games exist, right? Digimon Time Strangers will be out by then. We have a new Atelier, I don't know how to say that, but we have a new game, the Trials in the Sky remake, the new Pokemon, Borderlands 4, Hollow Knight, Silksong, other gachas to play as well. Y'all literally not play anything except WoW. When I have nothing to do with WoW, I log in, do my dailies for 5 minutes, and log out and play a different game. Hell, sometimes I don't even log in. People go play other games. So he's pretty much saying, hey man, if you're complaining about this game lacking content, if you're not happy the fact that WoW 2.7 is dry outside the story, just go play another game. That's what he's saying. Now, when I read this, I was like, yeah, I definitely disagree with this take, but there's a clip here that was like, this was like 8 months ago, 8 months ago, and the title is "This is the End of Honkai Star Rail." Now, the title's probably a typo here, but he's pretty much complaining about Honkai Star Rail's storytelling, because when it comes to HSR, HSR storytelling, it's pretty bad, right? It's really bad. That's one of the main issues I had with the game and why a lot of people left. We wanted a skip button. You had anti-skippers who didn't want a skip button because, ooh, the story is everything, which is crazy. But this is what he said when it comes to HSR, right? This is what he said. Let's go and play this.
That'd be crazy if we had an image to compare it to, huh? Luke, man. I'm gonna be rude because you guys keep saying that shit. The people that are saying that, you guys are fucking retarded.
So we got this one chat over here saying, not trying to be rude here, but why play if you don't like it? So obviously Legions is complaining about the storytelling. He's complaining about the game. And someone is telling him, hey man, if you don't like the game, then go play something else, right? That's what this
Oh, hypocritical as fuck. Oh, that's so hypocritical. Caught. Oh, shit.
person is saying. Let's see his response.
You're literally retarded. Why the fuck do you think that it's not acceptable for someone who loves a game to critique it so they could get better? This is why the game doesn't evolve or get better, is because people like you will say, well, then just don't play it if you don't like it. You know what other games said? Don't play it if you don't like it? Hold on, I got you. Guess what? People didn't play it and it died. Don't be doing that. Don't play it if you don't like it bullshit. It's the most retarded ass comment I've fucking ever seen, man. This is why the game doesn't get better. You know how ZZ got better? People did stop playing it. And they did stop wasting money on it. And then then it evolved and they...
Rules for thee and not for me. Rules for thee and not for me.
changed the game. They literally changed the entire game. Wuthering Waves, guess what? Oh, that community, Kuro Games, the devs, they actually listened to their community. They rewrote the entirety of the fucking story after the beta. Meanwhile, a company that makes billions, mind you, billions, not millions, fucking billions, can't even put a fucking picture on the screen to describe what they're talking about in a game that's not even open world.
So he's talking about the story here. He's not really talking about events. He's talking about the story. But it's pretty clear here. Like, yeah, this is 8 months ago. But when you look at this tweet here, you guys can see the hypocrisy, right? It's like people are pretty much complaining that WUWA, they're complaining about an issue in the game, right? They're complaining about something they're not happy with, and they want the devs to fix that. And your response to that is, well, go play another game. You guys do know that other games exist, right? And then when someone responded, they said, yeah, bro, I want no content on the game I like so I can play other things. He responded with, so since you're not one of the dumb ones, let me explain something to you, since you guys do not understand how these games work. This is a mobile gacha game that gets updates every 6 weeks. That does not mean you are supposed to have 6 weeks of content to play 8 hours a day. You want that, you go play an MMORPG. You people that bitch and moan about not having content do not understand this, and that is your problem. Like I said, go play other games while you're waiting for new content, or better yet, go outside. So it's like, using your argument here, I can say the same thing when it comes to story, right? Like, if you're going to complain about the way Hoyo is handling story, I can tell you, hey dude, go play a game that has better storytelling.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, you guys see what I'm saying? Like, I can literally take this argument and I can flip it and I can use it for the story. If you don't like the way HSR is telling their story, Hoyo is, you know, handling HSR storytelling, why don't you go play another game that has better storytelling? So it is disingenuous to sit here and, you know, just completely shut down people for actually wanting something to do in the game. And this mindset that, you know, a gacha game shouldn't have content, it just baffles me, because the reason why people play WUWA, the reason why we compare Wuthering Waves to multiple games out there like Genshin Impact, etc., is because of the combat, the gameplay. The gameplay is fluid, it's fast, it's not sluggish, right? So having more events, more combat events to showcase WUWA's combat is going to make the game better. And it all comes
It's also going to draw in more players, right? Showcasing that combat's going to draw in more players. I did hear yesterday that apparently even their Wuthering Waves ad doesn't even showcase their combat. If that's the case, you guys need some better marketing. That is a wild. Like, apparently it just showcases like dodging or something. It doesn't actually showcase the combat. If that's the case, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You guys are cooked.
down to choice. If you don't want to play those events, those combat events, you don't have to. It's optional. Like, why are we trying to stop this game from improving? Why? Like, you said it yourself. If there is something wrong in the game, people should feel free to criticize the games that the game could be better. You showed Concord. Concord is dead as hell. You know what I'm saying? Concord is dead because the devs don't care about the game, right? So players left the game. If we don't want Wuthering Waves to have the same fate that these other games had when it comes to issues, then it's time for us to let the devs know how they can improve WUWA so that WUWA can be better. If you like the game, then you would let people criticize the game. That's how things work. If you don't agree with, people saying that the game lacks content, you can feel free to disagree, but telling them to go play something else is not going to fix the issue, because if I go play another game that has more content, why should I come back to WUWA since there's no content in the game? Like, why should I come back? And that's how people think. Like, when they go play other games, that's what's going to make them not come back to WUWA, because they're going to be like, what's the point of me playing WUWA if I can go play a game that actually has content? It's the same thing with HSR when it comes to the story. Why should I play this game for the story when there are so many games out there that has better story?
Damn. I saw a video a while back from I think it was from Marco Meatball or some shit, and it was something I never watched it, but I saw the title, and the title was something that I totally resonate with it, right? It was something along the lines of Expedition 33 ruined Gacha story for me or something like that. I don't remember. And to Pharaoh's point, if you go and play a game with a banger story, like right now I'm playing FF7 Rebirth, right? Banger story, banger combat, right? Lots of skill expression for sure. It really does have crazy skill expression. It's gonna make me not want to come back to a lot of these gacha games, especially if they're just churning out this mid content over and over and over and over and over, right? So next time you tell someone go play another game, that's -1 player. That's -1 player in the totality, and that's just it's gonna dwindle down that player base. So you're not helping saying go play another game. Also, that shit was hypocritical as fuck from Legions. I can't believe he said that.
So what it really comes down to in this entire situation is some people, they just don't understand that this game having more content just gives players a reason to log into the game and play it. When you go through the story, we look at version 2.5, all we had was the Frolova event, right? Not Frolova event, but Frolova story. Outside of Frolova story, what else was there to do? We had this chibi event, this Phantasma Dreamland. Let's be real, guys, this event was terrible. It was boring. You're just sitting there clicking stuff, right? You have exploration event, you have a picture, a puzzle event, login event, and you're just sitting here taking pictures. 2.5 was horrible when it comes to events, but nobody said anything, and I didn't say anything because we just finished version 2.4, and 2.4 was absolute peak when it comes to content. You had Virtual Crisis, you had Bender's Neverfall, you also had TCG as well. 2.4 was insane with content.
Actually, that's so true. Damn, 2.4 was crazy now that I'm looking at it. Did I say something for 2.5? I don't know if I did or not, but it did have that picture event, and I actually fucked with that puzzle. I'm not gonna lie, I fucked with that puzzle event. They were way too easy though. But as far as combat events though, 2.5 had none.
And for all the people saying that, 2.7 is a story patch, so of course it's not going to be that much content when it comes to, events or whatever, that's such a disingenuous take, because version 2.4 was also a story patch, and they still gave us good combat events. You look at version 2.6, what the hell was going on in this patch? Absolutely nothing. You had this flying event because we can fly in 1.x region. We had this tower defense mode, and let's be real, y'all. Me personally, I'm just not a fan of the tower defense thing, because I'm just standing there watching my characters just... I'm literally just standing there just shooting enemies. That's it. I'm not really doing anything. We have this.
I actually play the tower defense event, but it's like one of those things. It's kind of like an acquired taste, but I guess the TCG thing could be like an acquired taste as well. I didn't mind it. I will be fair about that. I actually played it and I did enjoy it, but it's one of those things that you don't really like lock in on. You kind of do this while doing something else, and it's like not the worst way to pass the time, right? Like something's happening on screen. It's pretty simple to like multitask while doing this event. I don't know. It was a event I actually didn't mind too much, but again, you have to kind of just be into tower defense.
Exploration event. We have this puzzle event. We have another login event where you're receiving buffs. We got this picture event. You're taking photos for OnlyFans. You got another picture event
He
here.
said OnlyFans.
Like, there's literally nothing going on in 2.6, and the fact that we're entering 2.7 and it's the same thing again, where we just have this Vampire Survivor event. We have this photo event, login event, platform event. Like, come on, dude. Like, a lot of people play this game for the combat. It is a combat-oriented game. This is an action RPG, an open-world action RPG. Telling people that they should go play something else because the game lacks content is not fixing the problem. It's just not fixing the problem at all. Because when I go play another game, and let's say that game has issues, what are you going to say about that? Are you going to tell me to go play another game if that other game has issues? It's like the cycle repeats itself. One of the main reasons why players left Genshin Impact, including me, is because Genshin Impact lacked content. And what were Hoyo Shield saying about that? Oh, go play another game, dude. This game is clearly not for you.
Damn, I remember that. I literally would just hop on Genshin, do my Spiral Abyss, and that was it, right? That's literally all I did. I would just hop on, do my Spiral Abyss. That was it. It got so bland towards the end for me.
Playing another game is not going to fix it. And if you like the game, criticizing the game and giving the devs feedback will make the game better. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times in the WoW community where people would have terrible critiques. Like, their takes would make absolutely no sense. And you can definitely disagree with their critiques. Like, nobody's saying that you don't have the right to, disagree with someone's critiques. But we pull for these characters for what? To go through dialogue, go through the story, and then just stand there after the story is done, log off and go play something else? No, it shouldn't be like that. The whole, this is a gacha game, this is how gacha works. No, that's not how gacha should work. We're normalizing these gacha games lacking content. That's what we're doing. We're normalizing these games lacking content. If they can give us peak combat events in version 2.4 in a story patch, they can for sure do it in version 2.7. So I don't understand why we're trying to play dumb here and pretend that the devs are not capable of implementing good combat events and story patches. I don't understand why we're doing this when they've already did it multiple times. This idea that if you don't like something in this game, you should leave it is just so toxic. It really is toxic. And let me go ahead and flip the argument here. And this is for my lore enthusiasts, right? If you guys had 3 patches of no story, right? 3 patches, 3 consecutive patches, no story. It's just straight up combat events. And you as a lore player, a story enjoyer, you're like, damn, man, there's really nothing going on when it comes to the story. Like, what happened to the story, man? I played this game for the story, and there's been 3 patches, like 100 days since we last went through the story. Like, they haven't even updated the story. And a combat enjoyer came up to you and said, hey, man, it's time for you to play another game, bro. This game is clearly not for you. Just go play something else. Go play a game with story.
Damn, that's funny. I wonder. That's just interesting because I know there's a certain Wu CC that has that take where they don't really care too much because we are getting story. But yeah, I wonder what they would think about that. Interesting.
Story. How would you feel about that? You wouldn't be happy. You would be like, well, they have story in this game, so why couldn't they continue the story, right? It's the same argument here when it comes to combat. 2.4 had a lot of combat events. Why did they stop? Why? 3 patches, guys. You know how long that is? 3 patches, 3 consecutive patches, no combat events in a combat-oriented game. That's not good. That's not good at all. So, just wanted to make this video because I just feel like I had to because I've just been seeing a lot of gatekeeping in this community recently. And I'm not going to say that the entirety of the WoW community is just, toxic. but the minority is very, very loud, and they are very, very toxic, because whenever you make a video complaining about valid issues, it's like they try to shut down your complaints and say, hey, just go play something else. Like, this is Genshin Impact all over again. We all dislike Genshin Impact, but let's be real, man. What's going on with Booba recently, with the lack of content, it's really, really looking like Genshin Impact, bro. It really is. Because that's one of the main reasons why I left Genshin, the lack of content. That's why I left the game back in like Natlin. So
it all makes sense now why I prefaced the video with the clip at the beginning. It all makes sense, right? I mean, hey, listen. You're not allowed to have an opinion. You're not allowed to have an opinion here, apparently. As a Wua CC, you are not, bro. Even saintontas is getting, look at that. People are calling him bipolar. I mean, he is bipolar, but people are calling him out because he's called the patch mid. How does it feel? I don't know. I think Ethan made a video as well. I wonder what Ethan thinks about the whole situation. We'll see what he has to say a little bit.
Gonna end game till 3.0. Why can't you just appreciate the game? Chloro's working really hard.
Toxic. That's toxic as fuck.
Just go play a different game. Just go play a different game, Ethan.
Exactly.
And a lot of people are playing different games.
Oh yeah, your boy playing a different game too, and I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast with my 2 viewers. I don't give a fuck. That shit is fun as fuck.
Nobody in their right mind thinks Wuthering Waves can give you enough content to fulfill a year, a month, 2 months straight. If 3.0 came out tomorrow and it was Christ's gift, it was God's gift, and we all like came synchronization, everyone in the community, we all had a big orgasm together, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It's gonna last 2 weeks. Everyone was jerking it off. It's the greatest thing ever since sliced bread. Hail Woo, hail Sloan. It's going to last 2 weeks. Right? And that's okay. That's okay. The point is that there is nothing to do in this game. TOA is a monthly reset. Wiwa is a monthly reset. Thousands of a million years is ass.
I will say the devs, and maybe I will give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, this is like recently become an issue, but the devs did not acknowledge TOA or Wiwa. Wiwa's still ass. Wiwa is still cheeks. That buff they put in Wiwa does not do anything. It is not good. So I will say that. I mean, and this patch is just dry as fuck as well. Right? So it's just like, it's just compounding. I mean, it is what it is.
Right? This will be, how long is a patch? What, maybe 6 weeks? I don't know. Let's just go like 30, 60, 90. It's going to be like 90 days of no content, maybe more than that. I can't do math. Why are you so mad? There's a difference between doom posting and asking the developers to at least recycle an event.
I mean, Ethan's saying the same thing pretty much. It seems like everyone's on the same page with this whole issue. Like, it's not doom posting. 90 days? Almost 100 days with no content. That is absurd. That is absolutely absurd. I mean, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.